Hello, hello, welcome. Since I'm outside today, I need to know if you are hearing me. Are you listening all right? Is this tone okay or it's like too much noise? Yeah, a plane just passed by. Okay, let's try. Just give me a second here. Hello, hello, welcome. If you can let me know you hear me here as well, I would appreciate. Okay, I think I'm ready. Well, first, I'm gonna start by presenting myself. My name is Ella Morello, and I am a being just like you, having the opportunity to evolve every day. So the goal with these talks or anything of my work that you see is never to bring you more absolute truths. It's actually quite the opposite. It is for you to deconstruct what do you think you are in order to figure out who you truly are. So this is a work that we take step by step on our own time. So I am glad you're here today. I'm doing these previous talks until the end of next week, where before the workshop that we're gonna learn practical tools for self-knowledge. So how can we deal better, with simple things? Because it looks much more complicated than it actually is. All you need, just like, if you decide you're going to take care of your health, and or anyways, not your health, let's say your body, and you decide to go to the gym. Just like going to the gym, that it's not about you going there one time that you're going to be fit, correct? So you have to give the first step and then work on your own time in order to see the results. It's the exact same thing that we are going to do here for our self development, for our soul. And why is this so important? Well, think with me. We are having an experience, right? We're living this life. So if we're living this life, anyways, why not to live this life from our highest potential? And what is our highest potential? It is literally about us understanding what these comforts that we have inside and how this is all related to our illusions, our misconceptions of reality. Because whenever we think that life happens to us, we are so far from the truth because actually life happened through us. So the whole idea of working on ourselves is actually to reclaim that innate power that actually it's not what we were raised to do. But hopefully, one day after the other, we're going to be able to start reclaiming that in much more. Right? So the talk of today, it is about love. I think we have never talked about this in any live before. Obviously, everything is connected, is related. But, well, today we're going to specifically talk to those people that actually wants to find a partner for life, and also to those in the second part of this talk that want to maintain a healthy relationship with your partners. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the single people, right? So it's interesting because, well, my clients or my friends or whatever it is, it's not uncommon that when you ask a person, what do you want, right? What do you want in life? Obviously, they have a lot of things that they want. However, the single ones, they always say, like, okay, I want to find someone, with all this hope that is going to be different than the previous one. I hear a lot of frustrations, like there is nothing outside there. I'm super unlucky, or I don't know how to relate to others because somehow I cannot find someone, and so on. So, my invitation is always, every time someone comes to me with that, I always ask this person, but what do you actually want? Let's talk about love. You want to find a partner? And the person answers, yes. And I'm like, but what do you actually want? And they stay for a second, like looking at me, like, what do you mean? I want to find someone. And then I'm like, okay, can you please describe the characteristics of this person that you want to find, that you think is a good match for you? And then the person goes like this. I'm just giving you one example, okay? But it's more or less like this. I want someone that is responsible, is loving. I want someone that is going to take care of me. I want someone that is going to maybe sometimes support the house financially. I want someone that will give me attention. He has to be beautiful, handsome, a hard worker. He has to love his family, and so on. You get where I'm going. So they literally have a list, like a supermarket list, on how the guy or the woman or the partner has to look like, has to behave, and has to provide to them. Not necessarily just money. I'm also talking about attention, I don't know, whatever it is. So it's interesting to see that, like this, whenever we talk about quantum physics and we talk about we are the creators of our reality, well, we are. However, the problem is we don't know how to communicate with the universe. Okay, so what is the idea here? What do I always invite them to do? Well, a couple of things. Whenever they are this far away from like what they actually want, I always invite them to think about one thing. How do you want to feel? Because it's completely fine that you want certain characteristics on the other person. Okay, but let's put that on the side. Now let's understand this. How do I want to feel when I am around that person? And then you start from there. You start connecting to your feeling, not to the external world that is going to say which car he drives, which restaurants, or which way, or which work, whatever it is. It is how you want to feel. I want to feel seen. I want to feel in peace. I want to feel that I can trust that person. So the first invitation, practical invitation, is look inside and understand, how do you want to feel? That's how we start this manifestation list. Okay? Second invitation that I give to them is, well, now, since we know that it's always us versus us, and we have absolutely no control or saying for the other person, right? Because if you're still in that place that we want the person to behave somehow, we want the person to do certain things, well, if we're still there, I invite you to, before looking for a partner, work on yourself. Why is that, Ella? Any relationship, not just love relationship, our parents, our friends, our work relationships, they're all mirrors of us. They are all an invitation we're having to look within us in order to transform and evolve. As I mentioned here a couple of times, the other does not exist. So whatever you perceive in the other, which is, I don't know, maybe something good, you have that inside. Whatever you perceive as a discomfort, You are being invited to work on your own self. And again, I have talked about mirrors for a couple of times, so I'm not going to go into this today, but you can watch the talk of yesterday, what to do when someone criticizes you, or before yesterday. And there I explain a little bit more about the mirror, because not necessarily if you perceive a characteristic of a person, you manifest it in the same way. Obviously, we all have completely internal different materials. Okay, back to the point. Um, so, relationships are a big invitation, and a partnership, like a love relationship, is one that will require more of our self development if we actually want to find and maintain a partner for life, because it's two different people, completely different people, having the opportunity while living their own lives to actually help each other grow. And for that, it's not about changing the other, it's about changing yourself, what you can do about that. So the second invitation is, if you are still in that place, forget about finding someone at this point and work on your fears. Work on your, for example, understanding. Question yourself beyond the obvious. For example, do I see I just have value if I am with someone? Uh, do I feel that I am the way I am, this imperfect being? Do I deserve to be loved? Or am I just trying to get into that relationship because I want someone to actually save me? As I was thinking about it today, we were raised in a society, literally, that's how we all were raised, that takes our power away from us. And somehow in our unconscious, we are, yes, waiting for a savior. Maybe you are waiting for a person savior. It can be your parents, it can be your friends, it can be your partner, because you believe whenever I have that, I'm gonna feel happy. Whenever I have that, I'm gonna feel love, and so on. Also, sometimes you are thinking maybe that your savior can be God. But here's the thing, if you are simply sitting on your couch waiting God to intercede in your life, you also are not getting the how this works. And why is that? Yes, you can absolutely ask for help, but you gotta do your part. You gotta take action on it, right? So this is the thing. If you look at Disney movies, or any, I'm giving you an example. So the woman is there waiting for her prince. The prince arrives and they live happily ever after. Whenever we start relating to people, we truly can start believing that we have a problem, or we are unlucky, or we don't know what's going on, because guess what? You never really felt happily ever after. Well, that's always the invitation. Let's think here together. This is an illusion. Let's agree that is an illusion. If you are actually waiting someone to come and save you, you are just going to keep hitting the same wall and getting frustrated and frustrated all the time. So here's the invitation. Let's go back to being single. After you made the list with what you want to feel with that person, the invitation is, as I said, is always us, right? We are having a mirror experience in any relationship. Well, go back and do a study of all your previous interactions in your love life. Check your last relationships. Go there and try to see that situation. You can write down, this is a process. So you can write down and see what comes up. Do not judge yourself. Do not try to justify. Simply write whatever comes out. Maybe you're going to notice after writing that you actually blame all the pains into the other person. Yes, because he did that. Yes, because she was crazy. Yes, because their mother did that. So if you catch yourself uh, believing that the whole unsuccess of their relationship, that by the way is also a lie, because it did served its purpose. for that period, that was a successful relationship. Obviously, we're not talking here about abusive relationships and so on. We are already talking about something that somehow is healthy and was healthy at some point, right? So I invite you, if you're seeing a lot of the failing of the other person, sit there, close your eyes, breathe in, feel that pain in case you need to. In case if you rage, don't try to push it away. If you're sad, cry it out. Don't try to push it. Stay there and feel it. But realize how your mind is telling you that you were right, that what you did, you know, was the best you could have done, and so on. Let that thought go and start looking for your responsibility in that situation. It's always, this is a law. There is always 50% responsibility in any relationship for both parts. It's always like this. You're always getting 50% of something and given 50% of something. So if you're still in the phase that you can just see the blame on the other, I invite you to take a little deep dive inside and understand what is your responsibility. On the other hand, if you believe that you are the only one who committed mistakes, I invite you to do exactly the same. Remember, the other had 50% of responsibility for whatever happened there. So after you do this study, a inner study, you are, if you did that successfully, you're going to be able to understand a couple of things. Wow, I am having the opportunity to work on my, whatever it is, maybe on your jealousy. Because here's the thing, if you're jealous about someone, you might have the reasons, okay? Oh, he cheated on me. She cheated on me. She lied to me. I don't know what it is, honestly. We're not talking about right or wrong here. We already overcame this idea of right or wrong. So the invitation is, if you actually can see, let's say your jealousy, don't say, I cannot be jealous. This is you not understanding the root cause of the problem. It is, how can I work on myself in order to be able to trust people? Because if you look at reality is, you can simply decide to trust someone. And then what is the second part of this trusting process? Trusting that if that person betrays you, you are gonna be able to handle that pain by working on it and deciding to stay or simply leaving. But you will never be certain that the other person won't betray you. So forget about that. This control is literally an illusion. So, with that in mind, if we understand that, what is the true work for us to work on our jealousy? Wow, where inside of me I don't trust people? Where inside of me I don't even trust myself? And the invitation is always go do things for you. Use simple tools. Start with small things in your life. If you don't think you're good enough for something, go there and do that thing. And then go do and do that again tomorrow and after tomorrow until you build this trust. And then it's going to be easier for you to actually trust things that are more important for you. For example, if you're a jealous person, your partner in the relationship. So I want to invite you to always remember it's not really about the situation that is happening in the outside. The situations are just going to keep repeating themselves and repeating themselves with different characters until you learn the lesson. So, try also, second part that I invite you here when you're doing the analysis of your relationships, try to see what they have in common. Because if we already agree that every single human being is different from each other and they have this different content, internal content, how come a couple of characteristics and discomforts that you felt in your first relationship are still the same that you felt in your last relationship? Well, again, it's always us versus us. You haven't developed enough, right? You haven't integrated actually that aspect of yourself. It can be from a child, your inner child pain, it can be from your lower self, or whatever it is. The invitation is always us. Okay, so now after you have done this, you can actually, if you want, I want also him to be beautiful, tall, sexy, and so on. Whatever, you can desire those things. That's completely fine. Just don't forget to vibrate in everything that I told you, because this is the real work. Also, there is something else that I want to point out, which is whenever these people they find the partner, okay, what happens is a lot of times they go inside this relationship, and because they didn't do what I'm inviting you to actually do, they start unconsciously creating arguments, unconsciously trying to avoid that person, trying to escape somehow. And why? Well, it's obvious for me right now because I look at myself so much, but I know that this comes from a fear of abandonment, right? When our brain believes, so, okay, because of my stories and my experiences, oh my God, if they abandon me, I'm gonna die. So what your brain tried to do, what this part of yourself is trying to do to protect yourself. So what is it doing actually is like, listen, if I don't allow myself to love this much, to trust this much, then it won't hurt that much. If I leave before, if I don't want to be in that, then it's going to hurt less than being left, for instance. So that's the invitation. Realize if you're going inside a relationship right now and you're feeling those things, remember what inside of me is calling me for the healing, and what can I am able being invited to integrate. Okay, second thing, also before going to maintaining, this is a good one I just remember, which is, it's funny because whenever they are giving me a lot of times, okay, like this list of how the guy should be, they're like, oh, he has to be peaceful, he has to be, super uh fit, whatever. I'm just giving an example. But the funny thing is, this person is the most anxious person I know. This person doesn't go to the gym for the last 4 years. And here she is, not even realizing she's projecting that in the partner. She wants to find that perfect person because somehow inside of her head, two things are happening. Or because the other person is going to be this way, she's not going to have to do the work. Or, no, when I find someone to go with me to the gym, I'm going to be motivated. Well, wrong. Again, we are looking in the outside, what we are always having the opportunity to work inside. So if you are a person that actually wants a fit person, start going and work on your fitness. Actually, even beyond that, that's exactly, you have to put yourself in the places and situations that are more favorable for you to find that person. If you are looking for someone that likes to meditate, yes, you might find someone that likes to meditate going to a club in 4 a.m. But honestly, what are the chances? What are the percentage of chances that you're going to find someone that is on Wednesday night in a club until 4 a.m.? That is going to be someone that wake up early to meditate. Maybe I'm just inviting you, maybe go run at the beach, join a meditation group. So you have also to understand that you have to become this person that you want to manifest. And by the way, remember that because you want to manifest that person, actually is your soul wanting to achieve those things. So let's just leave behind. If we find this person in the meditation group, great. But what is that you're actually doing even for yourself? Wow, I'm giving myself what I'm expecting the other to give me. So how beautiful this is. So, okay, become an open space for that person to be able to arrive. Okay, going back here because I'm talking already for a long time and I wanted to be talking just for 30 minutes. So let's go to the second point of this talk, which is how to maintain a partner for life. Well, in the same line of thought, we have to understand one thing. The other human being is a completely different human being than me. And we, as humans, because we are humans living in this third dimension, we got a lot of material and work opportunities to look at ourselves and try to evolve. So, yes, what is the most important thing for us to maintain this relationship? So, first of all, self knowledge, because I need to understand what triggers me. Because you know what? I would be lying to you here to say that we as human beings already know how to love. In my personal opinion, that's exactly what we came here to do. In my personal opinion, Jesus came here to invite us to learn how to love, because we do not love unconditionally. We love full of conditions. I love you if you don't betray me. I love you if you don't hurt me. I love you if you give me attention. I don't love you when you hurt me. I don't love you when you lie to me. This is human. Let's accept that. If we cannot accept that, we are living in an illusion. Having relationships, finding a partner for life is a constant walk, a constant work, an everyday work, just like a plant. I have a beautiful flower in front of me right now. If I don't put water in that flower, she's gonna survive for a couple of days, but she's gonna die. So how come we think that when we find that person, that actually it does not have to be the prince, the princess, the perfect person, because no one is perfect. It has to be a person that you actually can relate, that you actually can share good things, that you actually can be in peace. Let's forget about this idea that they put it in our head that actually you have another half. No, 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 you're whole. The other person is just gonna sum up and add into that. So understanding that, you can understand what your reactions come from. And you have the opportunity every day to learn, okay, I know, because I know myself, that I am feeling sad because I'm not getting enough attention. I'm giving you one example. I'm not getting enough attention from my partner. Instead of you thinking, that's the key invitation for this part. Instead of you thinking, how can we solve this problem as a couple? How can he or she change in order to solve that problem? I invite you to change that question and think. If you have a problem in your relationship right now, I invite you to look inside and say, how can I change what I am feeling? Once again, I am not saying that this is easy. Okay, don't get me wrong. This is an opportunity for us to do that. And it's going to come times and situations that you're going to easily leave that behind. You're going to be like, no, 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 this comes from my lower self. This comes from a pain. All good. And you let it go. It's going to be other situations that is going to take a little bit more of your presence and hard work in order to actually figure it out. What is the root cause that you have to work on yourself? Okay, so always the invitation is, as you have maybe watched in the other talks, is a discomfort happens. If you had a reaction, because sometimes it happens, don't do nothing about it. Go back to your room, in your space, whatever it is. You're going to sit there and going to think about the situation. The argument was about this. Whenever he told me that, I felt this. And that's why I reacted. I'm not saying that. Realize you are justifying. Right now, we are using our brain in our favor. Okay? Because justifications are just also a lie. Okay? But, anyways, let's use this justification. Now you know what triggered you. Now ask yourself, why? What does truly hurt me? So stay with that pain. Stay with that pain. Maybe you believe the other person doesn't love you or the other person doesn't care enough or whatever it is. Stay there with that pain. I'm not inviting you to take any action in the outside, because whenever we start opening space inside of us and always focusing, I'm not going to fix this problem in my relationship with the partner, is with myself, you will see that the outside world changes as a consequence, not an effort. If you keep trying to actually fix that little situation and then that little situation, that little thing that he said or she said, You are always, no matter what, gonna go back to the root cause of the problem in a completely different situation. So if we're already gonna go through this, why not try from the beginning, start working on the root cause so you don't feel the need to have the reaction. You don't feel identified actually with that pain. Because whenever we have a reaction or something hurts us, is because we believed. And now if I believe I am that, if I believe I'm being treated that way, that means I have to protect myself. Obviously, all these processes are unconscious. Okay, so to close our talk of today, I think I gave you a couple of practical tools to already start, uh, working on finding or in the journey when you are in a relationship. Is I want to remind you, and really with all my heart, which is we are all in this together. Meaning, we as humanity are learning together. So if you are able to actually achieve overcome one layer of misunderstanding inside of yourself, be able to react from a different point of view, if you're able to master one thing that disappear, you are already doing so much. Be proud of you. Do not believe that exists a perfect relationship. It does not. It is relationships that people are willing to keep walking together with tolerance and compassion. And whenever this is hard, I invite you to do one thing, because sometimes we get so deep into this hole that what you can do is remember your yes. Remember what you love about that person. Some people go there and pray for that person that hurted them. Beautiful. If that works for you, do it. But my invitation also is whenever you want to someone, look and try to remember what made you fall in love for the first time. Again, not going here into abusive relationships, because if you are in an abusive relationship, that means you really have to work inside, because there is a lot of fear inside of you that don't believe you deserve better, that don't believe you are worthy, that has a lot of fears and so on. So this is another topic. I'm talking here about relationships that are somehow uh, healthy. So that's it. Don't be rush on yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Take your step. Take your journey step by step. Learn every day more. Try something new every day more. If you're feeling frustrated and sad, go do something you love about doing, and focus of the thing that you truly believe is the real problem. And in this way, it's from the inside out that we can start, having a possibility of working, of walking in this life with a partner. So, yes, there's a couple of other things I'd like to share. Anyways, but I guess my time is up. I'm going to share this in another talk. And if you have any comments, just let me know. I'm here growing with you. So let's be in touch. I hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, yes. So tomorrow we have a live at 12:30. And thank you so much for sharing with me your time, which is the most valuable resource you have. So with that being said, don't waste your time being sad. Again, if you're sad, be sad. But, remember that the power is inside of you. And whenever you decide, you can start this walk. Start healing one little thing at a time. Also, do not have expectations like I said in the Disney movie, and they live happily ever after. No, no, no. You're not going to become a Buddha from day to night. So let's just deal with reality. One step, other step, one step, other step. The only constant in life is change. And with that, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.